What up, though, everybody? You are now into the Black Top, where we try to find strength and unity in the circle of life and friendship. I am Billy.
I'm Timbo.
And I am Ray. It is nice to be here. Nice to be with you guys. Be back talking. How you been doing, Timbo?
Oh wow, I've been good. Uh, enjoyed the birthday with y'all and all of that, and just chilling really. Trying to see if the weather is going to get a little bit better over here in Michigan. It still likes to be winter. Like it was snowing just yesterday. I was all over that. So, but
Yeah,
yeah, just chilling.
I feel that. How you been, Billy?
I've been pretty good, man. I'm looking at this chain Timbo got on. It's a nice chain. It's a nice
Oh,
chain.
well, thank you. Yes.
Good one. I
Yeah,
meant
out
to
here.
share this when we were talking about unprofessional experiences. So, like,
Oh God.
it's not that bad. It's really not that bad.
Okay.
Some people were trying to get like petitions, right, for whatever.
Everything. Yeah.
Right. It
Yeah,
happened to me the other day.
thanks. So I'm looking at this petition thing, and I'm like, yeah, I just want to research it. And I'm like, can I take a picture of it? And the dude's like, yeah, you.
That's you.
So,
That is so you. Let me
so I
research
take a
this before I sign this because I
Man, no,
don't know what I'm signing.
I feel him. I sat there and read the whole thing. I was there for like 5 minutes. I
me.
sat there and read the whole little thing. Made sure I understood exactly what was what. I'm with you on that one.
So I take the picture, right? And I'm
Mhm.
like, cool, I'm not gonna sign a jungle here, go, whatever, we part ways. And then I'm at work and I'm thinking about it. I go back and look at the picture, and I got people's names and address on my
Yeah.
Oh,
phone.
It should probably delete that picture.
Yeah, of course I'm deleted. It's already deleted. It's it's just the thought. They're like, wait,
As a
if I
canvasser, he
put my
probably
info
should have
information
known that. Like,
as a what?
I called him a canvasser. I don't know if
mm.
that's his job title.
He was trying to get that thing signed. He did not
As a
care how.
signatures, right? By
Exactly.
any means necessary.
So, like, I don't feel like I should put my signature. I don't want to put my signature down because somebody
Right.
comes and
Just
lift
gonna
it or try.
be careless with
Nobody.
my address.
What I mean, but they have your signature. If anybody needs your signature for anything, they can just lift it from a picture and trace over it.
Yeah. hmm
And
Yeah.
somebody just let me take a picture of it, and I'm just like, oh wow.
I'm telling you, the guy that I ran into the other day, it was three different things. He was
Uh-huh.
making it seem like if I didn't sign
Hmm.
it exactly correctly right, it was going to be an issue. I was like, sir, I don't even want to do this. I have something to do.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm being nice to you.
Okay.
That's funny.
Yeah, man, I've been good though. Besides that, how about you?
Yes.
I've been good, man. It's just funny that you mentioned that because me and the wife was out and we got hit with it too, and
It's time.
it was two of them, and yeah, I definitely signed both of them. Like it was, well, I signed two out of three. It was three actually, and I signed two out of the three because two I really felt an affinity for, and the other one I was I'm like I'm trying to go to the grocery store. I'm trying to keep it moving. Like let's get it on the ballot. I look again and
Okay.
give you my yay or nay. But yeah, other than that, man, it's all good, man. I'm just happy. It's springtime. I think kind of like Timbo was saying. Just the weather has been crazy. Um, just spring one day, then it's snowing the next day.
Winter,
Like
the next, yeah.
they straight shut down the freeway when I was driving. Coming home from work yesterday, I think it was. So it was just crazy. So hopefully
I didn't
everybody
know
is
that.
just
That's crazy.
safe
Yeah,
out
the
there,
freeway
cause
that's a little scary. When it's snowing. I
man, it is, man, cause people just don't give. They just really don't care.
we know
they,
what they
just,
don't care.
they just don't, man. It's just funny because like, man, if we just slow down just a little bit as a unit, like we would probably get there all safer. Like
Mhm.
it's just wild because even just like when the accident happened, so it's an accident up front. Everybody can see that. You got to start merging over. People still speeding. Coming over at the last minute. Somebody just like they just gonna bogart. They just throw their whole car out there. Like man, y'all must like rent cars or have great insurance or something. I don't know. Low deductibles. I don't know. It's just crazy. They just throw their cars just out in the traffic. I be like, man, I'm gonna go ahead and slow down. Let these people in front of me. I like my little car. But yeah, other than that, man, it's all good. Oh, this is 30 moment. I know we
Oh
haven't done that
God.
segment in a minute, but
Yes.
So the highly anticipated Batman movie, The Batman came out and it's on
Right.
HBO now. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. I want to watch the Batman. So me and the wife sit down and watch it last night. And now it is like a 3 hour movie. But
Okay. Yeah.
I want to say like an hour and a half. I remember. And then I woke up and it was like 10 minutes left. So I'm like,
Nobody
man,
woke
this
you up, huh? Did she fall
like,
asleep too?
oh yeah, she was knocked out. I had to wake her up.
Child, I was screaming.
So, so I don't. I'm gonna write it up to the effects of not going to the movie theater and
But
not
that's a
that I'm
long
getting
movie,
old,
3 hours. They know people's attention span ain't that
man.
long. Didn't we talk about that?
It's a long movie. What you thinking, Billy?
I watched it last night too, bro. And like I swear, for most of the movie, I'm like, okay, I just don't get this. This doesn't feel like Batman. You know, but I know like
It's
so
not
much
giving Batman.
when it's been done with Batman, you gotta try something different. I just don't get the angle. But like when the stuff happened at the end and like Gotham, when the stuff happened at the end, I was like, oh wait, okay, now this feels it's starting to feel normal. I don't know if this is supposed to feel like closer to like the ground of Gotham or what. I don't
Right,
get it. I just don't get it, man. And the dude, is he like, is he just really, really sad? Is he like, what's going on?
man. He
I'm not.
played Gloomy so well.
I don't feel invested in this
Gloom
Batman.
and doom, huh?
Yeah,
I don't. I didn't want to watch him. I didn't want to watch him save Gotham or do whatever. Maybe he wasn't trying to save Gotham. Maybe that's. I just don't get the angle, bro. So I don't. It's okay.
it's
The
so
cool
funny.
effects. There was some cool shots, and there was some cool like fighting choreography. Some of that was pretty cool, but it just wasn't. I don't get it. I'm just saying I don't get it yet.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I was peeping on just some of the general just shooting. I thought was cool. I mean, beyond him, being a creeper, just the way he be kind of looking through windows. But it's like it was a lot of just like cool frames, but I don't know if it was the pacing or what it was, man. But it was just I just woke up and I was like, dang, well, we got like 10, 15 minutes left. I gotta
Dang,
try
that's
again
bad,
tomorrow. Try again another time.
It could,
child.
it could have been that because I guess in the earlier part of the movie, it doesn't feel like it really paid off. You know, for all the time that you watch, it's like, okay, but what am I getting for that? I
Hmm.
don't care about this. Like, where's Bat? Give me Batman. I don't see what's happening here. I don't get
It's
it. It's
not
just taking too
giving
long.
Batman.
Right. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it another go, and I'll check back with you guys and let you know
That's
what I
a
think
sign, though.
after
I
I.
think I should take that as a sign. I
No,
will
but a
not
lot of
lie.
people love it though. Like it was getting really good, reviews, and it could just
I
be it could be
He
being
said,
back in the
"Wow."
movies.
Mm-hmm.
So
I want
I
to know
don't
why.
know, but so we back at it though. What we
Yeah,
listening to,
Yeah.
Timbo?
totally. We listened to "Yard Act" by the Overload, which is another British another British band. They're rock, I believe. So what did y'all think?
Okay, so it was something about the style that I
And
did
I'm
like.
sorry, I'm gonna have to pause you because I forgot we did not address this. The album that we picked last time was called "Two Let's Eat Grandma" by Two Ribbons,
Yeah.
and we don't currently know what the issue is with that. I don't know if it has not come out yet. There was only a few tracks that were available on Tidal or YouTube Music, so we couldn't go with that album. So I didn't mean to cut my brother off, but I just wanted to address that. I forgot to. So go
No,
ahead.
yeah, definitely good call on that. Good call.
Hmm.
But with this album, so it was something about it I liked. It was, it was interesting, man. But I liked it. It was less sing song, kind of more spoken word
Right.
over
Yes.
music. Like
Hmm.
the band really stood out to me in a lot of tracks. But the way that he kind of speakily kind of just lays his inner thoughts were kind of cool and intriguing in certain parts. But I mean, I don't know. It's probably something I want to listen to again personally. I mean,
I understand that honesty. I'll just, yeah. Hmm.
I mean,
uh,
I don't know
all right.
what you guys think.
What about you, Billy? This is
Um,
funny.
I didn't think you were gonna like this at all, Ray. because you didn't like when Sam Hunt was going from singing to talking in his song. I was like, yo, Ray's but I hate this project. So I'm surprised to see that you like some of it. Dude, I like it. I really, really like the first two songs.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The next three just kind of, I thought it was going to be more of the same with the three songs, those next three songs were, but it wasn't. It took a nice little turnaround. Witness, or I think Blind, Land of the Blind, around those six or seven, those they started to feel more like songs, or at least different type of song from the same band. The first five just felt like the same thing over and over and over again. But the first two are really dope. They got me hooked with the first two. I like how there's like this edginess and this kind of political, couple of like political stances all
Yeah,
throughout.
yeah.
I like that it reminds me a little bit sometimes of Green Day. Sometimes it reminds me of like, or puts me in the space of like the Sons of Kemet, which is how raw, organic, I guess the sounds are. Not edgy, not harsh, but just like the juxtaposition, just the like the interruption of the norm. You know what I mean? Make noise to rebel rouse, I guess. I really appreciate that and how that is consistent with their sound. I do like how he gives that spoken word vibe, and it's just a really really nice pocket in the pocket. He's not
Mm-hmm.
too laid back. He's not ahead. I think number two really showcased the rhythm and like the cadence that's what pulled me in. Even though
I think that was my favorite one too. The
number
second
two,
track. Yeah.
okay, yeah. So
Same here.
I liked it. I like the album for that reason. The album altogether though is too much of. I want songs, and I want a little bit more variation for my taste. So I don't think I'd be listening to the project overall, but I do like individual songs, and I can see how these would be easily placed over like a scene in the movie. Which is also something I'm just trying to keep my ears for how they make those sounds and how they can match them with an emotion or a picture. So I liked it. Um, it was cool. I'm happy. I feel better having listened to it.
I feel that. What you think, Tumbo?
I mean, I like usual to some degree. I echo a lot of y'all comments about stuff. The first thing I noticed was that it was a lot of spoken word, and I mean, I was hoping for some vocals because that's just me. I listen for like melody and all of that, and so it's just as far as it wasn't really any vocals. It was just all spoken word. So I had to get adjusted to that. Once I did adjust to that, I did like the second track, like we had discussed, because that was called Dead Horse. That seemed to be. It wasn't. It might have been the most political track on the album. And I was just looking at the lyrics while I was going through, because I'm like, he was talking, so I'm like, let me actually go through some of these. And so
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that they're not afraid to talk against their government and to talk against how their country is being ran and the things that their country has done. And that's something that actually ties in with the British sea power, because I feel like they were kind of the same way, but they talked way more abstractly and ethereal. This place, this group, they're more just out there with it. They say and how they feel about it, and so I like that. I like that people can have creative freedom to say what's on their mind. But I feel like Billy, I just would have wished I would have liked a little singing, just a little bit. It didn't have to be a whole lot, just a little melody with something.
Just a
So,
bit.
but yeah.
No, I feel that definitely. I echo that as well. Like I like the passion that they had, and the content. But yeah, it would have been nice just to, like you said, just a little singing, just a little would have been cool. But all in all, decent listen. I'm happy that we all like that second track. Maybe I'll go throw that one in the playlist or something like that. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we'll move on to our album selection. This time around, we are going to choose something that we kind of want to listen to, maybe something that we're anticipating. I will go with Sid Broken Hearts Club, or SYD. I think it's Sid
Mm.
Broken Hearts Club. Whomever is ready can go next. Timbo, you got something?
Yes, Jack White, Fear of the Dawn, and Sid is cool. I want to listen to her album too. I've seen a little bit of an interview that she did with the magazine about it. So
Okay. What you got, Billy?
Call me if you get lost. Tyler, the creator.
Dang. See, I should have. I wanted to listen to this last time, but y'all ain't vote for it, or it didn't get voted. I can't remember exactly how the voting
Mhm.
went down.
Oh, so this has been on here before then. Okay,
It's
I was
been
wondering.
on there. Yeah, we didn't listen to it though.
Okay.
All right, Billy, you had the album, so you get
Uh,
to take away.
taking Jack White off.
Really?
All
Say
right,
no.
that takes you to Timbo. What you
I'm gonna
thinking?
take Tyler the Creator off.
All right,
If this,
Broken Hearts Club it is.
let's do it.
So that'd be
And it's
cool.
about heartbreak, so I think that's clear. But yeah.
All right. All right, so moving along, we are on reading chapter. I can't remember what chapter it was. Chapter 5.
Yes.
Going back.
White
So
fragility.
chapter 5 of White Fragility. This chapter is titled "The Good Bad Binary." Very interesting chapter. Which the whole
Mhm.
book has been kind of interesting. Just all of it is pretty insightful in my opinion. But yeah, we can jump right in. What did you guys think? I guess anybody can kind of take it.
Another dope chapter,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I like how she, at least thoroughly explains to me to where I can see my own faults in the good bad binary. Just to how we set up. Oh, he's not such and such. He's a nice guy because you do this or you do that, and still completely miss the point of how that contributes to the system of just this offensive system. Maybe not necessarily racism, but you can also be treating your fellow man a little bit better. But the way that she breaks it down specifically with racism, um, it's fundamental like all of her previous chapters. If you
Mhm.
don't see it, I guess you just don't want to.
That's the first thing I thought about the entire chapter.
Mhm.
I'm like, when I get on the podcast, I'm gonna say is the people, like I always say, the people that don't get this don't want to get this. It's just that's what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
just
definitely I agree with that. And kind of what you said, Billy, too. This kind of led to honestly some self-reflection. And as I
Hmm.
was kind of reading this and kind of just asking myself some of these questions and just some of the stuff that we cape for and even just, and just in our own circles and our, our black circles, so to speak, just the kind of stuff that we let slide and that we also know right from wrong and and there's certain things that we kind of do. So I kind of looked at this chapter as more of a it was just interesting kind of trying to look at it through that guys, like even when she got to the end where she kind of asked like am I actively seeking to in what is it in what is it am I actively seeking to interpret racism or interrupt racism in this context, like even just looking at just general everyday just kind of moment to moment kind of things. And I mean of course it kind of ties to kind of even what we've been reading back with like the what was it the spiritual laws of success, just kind of
Hmm.
being in the moment and kind of just looking at your just everyday just thoughts and decisions that you kind of make. So it was a lot of that and just it was just really interesting because a lot of it is kind of what she's already been saying in the book. It's kind of like it's kind of there. It's like the crux of the issue I feel is that racism equals bad, right? Everybody kind of feels that. And this is kind of saying, well, it doesn't necessarily have to be racism equals bad. And even because of that, it kind of leads to, just certain defensive, defensivenesses. Is that a word? But,
I get what you're
just,
saying. Defensive tactics.
yeah, just
Um,
leads to people being defensive and that stifles understanding.
it says,
So,
unfortunately, white fragility can only protect problematic behavior they feel so defensive about. It does not demonstrate that they are an open person who has no problematic racial behavior. So that's basically
mhm.
what you're saying. It's just like,
Exactly. So I think that was just the crux of it all. It's just like, hey, look, once you can get past that, because I am a product of a racist society, or I may have done something racist, that I'm not a bad person, that I can still learn, I can still grow, we can still move. Like she says at the end, she sees herself as being on this continuum where it's just kind of moment to
Right.
moment actions. And it's like, I think that that's where everybody should kind of just look at it, just you can always get better, always strive for improvement. Nobody's good, but you have to be willing to acknowledge your faults and and where you are on it.
Exactly. And what you don't acknowledge, you can't change. So
Hmm.
you not in color or not seeing difference. It doesn't work. I like how she starts, or sets an arrow towards the divide where it started. But bad racism, or what is bad, and
Mhm.
equaling racism, or racism equaling bad. People have done saw so many things happen in the South,
Hmm.
and how you start to take those differences and position yourself as different from them so that you aren't racist, and how she takes you directly to that point, and then talks about how within this paradigm, to suggest that I am racist is to deliver a deep moral blow, a kind of character assassination. Having received this blow, I must defend my character, and that is where all my energy will go, to deflecting the charge rather than reflecting on my behavior. And that's simply set up from the tradition, or at least the ways of life that you've been able to uh, been privy to, because some people are like, yo, that's only what racism is, and that's bad. We're good. We don't do that. We're not from the
Right.
South. We're not ignorant, blah, 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 blah. And that is so not the case. I don't care how well
Hmm.
she is, or how comfortable you feel there. She talks about the thing floating on the water, and you don't understand that there's a whole structure and system beneath that idea. It's not
Right.
just floating. That's what's holding it up beneath the water. You just don't see it. I
Mhm.
Hmm.
like how she points very clearly to these things, and then leads you right back up into, like you said, that continuum that we're all on. It's
Hmm.
okay. Just you don't have to run away from it. Just try to reflect on yourself, and think about what you're contributing, which is what we should all be doing for any situation. It's
True.
okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Be self-aware. It's okay. People don't want
Yeah.
to do that.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
okay
and
to
I
stand firm.
get it though. I mean, I really do understand, because especially if it's so ingrained in you, where it's like just a
Right.
thought, like she said, the thought is like murder. Like, wait a second,
Yep.
like, no, I am not racist. Like,
Right.
Yep.
And
so
that's exactly what I'm not.
right.
Okay.
So it's so it's wild, man. But
What?
man, just even when she got to the end, where it's just when she was kind of breaking down just the excuses on, like, oh, I marched in the '60s. Okay, well, let me tell you
Right.
what that is. Oh, race has nothing to do with it. Okay, well, let me
Right.
explain this to you.
I don't see race. And this let me
Let me
explain
tell you
that
what,
one. Like
it was so, it was just kind of cool just to see. And
I kind
oh,
of that was music to my ears, that whole part, because it was just like, okay, I've heard all of these before, and those are great rebuttals for all
and
of those.
exactly, I actually wrote that in my notes. I'm like, man, it's just interesting kind of hearing her kind of just talk about um these things that we've all heard so many times before, but there are valid reasons as to why people aren't racist. But
Hmm.
it's interesting. Actually, one the most interesting one that I found of those were the thought that children today are much more open, and they kind of went into the study that they did between the two sets of children and distributing money between black and white, between the, what was it, 5 and 6 and 8 and
It's
no
like six.
7 and, yeah,
What? Yeah.
yeah,
But
it
they
was
didn't
five
go
and
into 12, did
six.
they,
They
right?
didn't do 8. Yeah, it was but two ages. I can't remember exactly which ages, but of the two sets of ages, they were trying to distribute money between black and white, and they did it with parents, with an adult in the room and an adult
A
not in the room.
white adult in the room and a white
Boom.
adult not in the room.
Yes, very true. So we had, did you find
Six,
it, Billy?
6 to 7, and 9 to 10.
Okay. So and the researchers found that for, there we go, the younger group, discriminated against black children in both conditions, while the older group discriminated against black children only when no adult was present. This finding is significant because it shows that the older children clearly had racial prejudice and acted on it, but hid it when a white adult was present. So it's crazy. It's like they recognize the prejudice, the difference, and then they
Hmm.
act on it, but then they also hide it because they know that they shouldn't feel the way that they
That good
feel.
versus
It's
bad
just
racism.
it's just so interesting
Because
just
to
seeing
show
that
it
in such a
outwardly,
young
oh, that's
age.
bad racism. But what is it when
Right.
you do it when you're not being looked at? It's the same thing.
It's so crazy. Yeah, I found
That
that
was
just eye opening just at that age. And they said that they saw that in children as young as 3, I
Right,
think it was.
hostility.
Yeah, and it's like,
I made a
wow.
note of that. But the way they
So
described it was just the way, the difference in, I guess, how the people were being treated in those experiments, the black people in those experiments.
right. But so it's interesting though, because if you think about it, because and she goes on to say this later in the chapter, it goes to speak on people feeling that children are innocent and that they don't see color and that they just have
Right.
this, they don't
That
think
completely
about it
breaks
like
all of
that.
that down.
But it kind of is like, well, no, we do have an issue, maybe not an issue, but there is an understanding of privilege at a young age, so maybe we should address it instead of ignoring it. But then the
But the
question
privilege
is,
is
how do
in
you
ignoring it. That's the whole
ain't that the
part.
truth? Ain't that the truth? But how do you address that in kids? I understand that's a sticky
I
subject,
know.
especially when the
But it's
parents
just
don't even
crazy
want
how
to
they
talk
can pick
about
up
it.
on that. So it's like, in certain
no.
ways, things they understand.
Hmm.
I don't know if you go straight to the kid for that, right? Because if you're doing that at like 7 and younger, that's your lifestyle. Your
Well,
lifestyle is only a
that's
product
true.
of where you're from
You kind of got to
and what
lead.
you see every day. So if you always see people like you on the
Hmm.
front of magazines, on television, every hour, you know what I mean? If you always see, like she talks about that message
That's
being
true.
just
That's just
pumped
what it is,
at people, like kids can't choose. They can't help it that if they like iCarly, it's mostly everybody white on there.
right?
They
Mhm.
can't. That's entertainment.
True. That's very
I don't
true.
know. Like, where do you really start?
I don't know.
And then you gotta like, what if they don't want to see an all black like show or mostly black, and then like you don't have ratings and the show won't survive anyway?
Hmm.
Like, how do you really change that?
Well, and that's true, I guess. And even if you go back to where do you start, I guess we can't really start here, right? Because that's the whole problem with racism
Right.
that she even spoken to, is that
Mhm.
we don't have the power to really make the change in mass numbers. It kind of gotta we have to persuade somebody else to to actively do it. Go find those who be that are in power to then make the change. But we can't even, like, even if you look at across the country with the whole critical race theory, like that's a sticking subject. Like, so I don't know how we make a change. Like, we can't even agree that race is something that should even be taught at all. That, hey, look, we should at least teach about racism because it happened and there are
Mhm.
effects. Then I mean, it's gonna be really hard just to make change at all.
I think you said it earlier. With being on this continuum, it is every person to person engagement, and you ask yourself, am I interrupting it or am I adding to it? Like she said,
Hmm.
or like you said, she said. That's really how you do it. Only the people that care
Like you said, she said. I'm sorry. That was funny.
only the people that care about it will be the people that do it. Will be the people that write books, I believe, and
Hmm.
try to educate and show another person how this really is what's going on. Even though you don't want to see it, it's happening right in front of you.
Yeah. And it's crazy. And it's like, if you really think about it, it's nope. You could honestly, I could see good white people out there just living their life to the best of their ability and still just being hung up on certain things and just really just living your life but you have to be open to just kind of, hey, look, it made
Right.
me feel this way. And how
Mhm.
do you do that if you don't have those relationships? And even if you do have those relationships, how she kind of went into it with their of the black people that she spoke to who have white friendships, that they feel that when they speak, that they either that their friends become defensive, or they was it justify, or at the very least they become defensive about it, and that's not something
Mm.
that you want in your friendships. You don't look
Yeah.
for that. So even in, I guess, even within myself and my relationships that I have with white people, I don't go around and talk about racism and how I feel about race related things that happen, just
Because
because
it's
I
like
don't
she
want that
said, it's
uncomfort,
like
I
a
don't
lot of the
want to
time
deal
when
with
you
that.
do it falls on deaf ears anyway. It depends. I'm not gonna
Hmm.
say I've had people that were mostly considerate. I can say that, but it's just sometimes it's just there is a tone deafness there that it's just they don't understand, so that they're not gonna be
Hmm.
able to relate to it.
And it's a hard conversation to have, even if you have just completely tolerant people who agree with you. I mean, we
Mhm.
talk about, certain situations amongst each other, and it's hard to talk about, and we understand exactly where we're coming from.
Mhm.
So, just some of this stuff is just hard to discuss, and some of it is just kind of hoping that, going out on a limb, that people will be open to it, and putting yourself out there, and at least in certain circles, you don't want to ruin friendships. I could definitely see that. It's just,
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Or opportunities, like she said in the previous chapter.
Hmm. It's wild.
Hmm.
So
Well,
our next chapter will be
Mhm.
chapter 6, anti-blackness.
yes.
So
Which is weird. It's like no,
we will see next week.
stay black and die.
Yes,
Stay
sir.
black and
No,
die.
it'll definitely be interesting. This one will be an interesting read. So I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to talking about it.
Cool.
for
All
sure.
right, cool. Moving along, our segment for this episode is hidden talents.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how we got this segment. I don't know if the
I
well was running dry.
no, I think I
I'm
don't even
just
think
being
that
a
was on
hater
the
because
list. I think
I'm being
Will
a
just
hater.
came up with it.
Yeah, it just happened. We just wanted something new, I guess, and we always looking through. Every time we try to find a segment, okay, we try to figure out where the list is, and we don't have a list. We never had a list of segment to choose from, and this was just something that might have been interesting that we could like do quickly and still stay on task,
I
and then
feel
maybe
that,
find out something new about each other, or at least share something new to whoever it is that's listening about each other.
man. Yo,
Okay.
I had to
Yeah,
think long and hard about this one. I really didn't have
I did
nothing.
too.
Like, I was like magic. Like, I do know or knew. I don't really practice as
Oh,
much
really?
as much as I did, but at one point I was, I knew a little magic,
Okay.
I guess. I could do a Rubik's cube in high school. I was like fast with the Rubik's cube, but
Okay. That's
oh, that sound
cool.
like nerd shit, right?
I
Like,
don't
but
know,
it was
but
it was
still,
fun to me though.
I don't
So,
have time. That takes too. I play around with it, but I will never try and solve that thing.
oh yeah, it's actually cool because we got one here at the house, and sometime the kid he'll be trying to do it. He'll be like, "Oh, Dad, can you make a little cross for me or show me how to do it?" And so it's just cool watching. I saw him. He found some video on YouTube Kids, and he was sitting there trying to figure it out. So like, it was kind of cool watching that. But yeah, I don't really got that many talents. I mean, cooking, but
Those are
is cooking
cool.
really a talent? I mean,
Yeah, I
I
would say
like to
so.
cook. I guess I don't know what's like. When do you go from like infatuation to talent? Is it something that you're naturally inclined and good at? I
I
mean,
mean, you could be hungry and not know how to cook. So have cook is knowing how to cook is a talent.
I feel that.
I think infatuation. I think talent is closer towards taking action. Infatuation, you could just be infatuated, sit down and watch something. But I think when you start cooking, you may
Hmm.
have a knack for one thing in particular, and then it can grow into a talent.
I feel
I
that.
guess that's a great question. I don't know what qualifies as a talent. How good you have to be at it.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it like the natural ability to do it? Like
I
it's
would
just something
say
that come
so.
natural
Yeah,
to you? I don't
I
know.
will.
I don't know what talents y'all got. Which I know Billy is like a beast on these drums.
Oh, thank you, G. It is a. Oh, wait, I had to look this up. Natural aptitude or skill. Yeah, you just naturally have it.
Okay, something that you just God's gift.
The way
It's
that
like
you said that, I'm screaming.
I used to be. I don't know if y'all know, but I used to draw. Can you see this? I used to
I
draw like a
can.
lot.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We had to do that for
I kind
school
of like
or
that.
whatever.
What is? Send
And
me a
it
picture of
was like
that.
we had to go to the DIA, and I had to draw
Man,
something
the
one day.
DIA. I ain't been in
I love
DIA.
the DIM.
Better. Can you see that?
Uh huh.
Wow. Look at
Right.
that.
This is like a long time ago, though. You know who that is?
Johnny Bravo. Sorry, man.
Johnny
Nope.
Bravo.
That's Elvis, man. I don't. I can't remember. I'm looking. Oh, okay, this is the one that you know who that is.
Look like Ludacris.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Jesus. So I tried to pick it back up, right? Like maybe last year. It did not go the same, bro. Like it's
so
bad.
so when we sent in the
It's bad,
pandemic, you like I'm gonna pick up this drawing skills again. So you picked up the pens. What you got us with? What you gracing us with right here?
dude. Like I was bored at work, so I just like I had to pass some time, G. So look, this is how bad it got. So this was pretty bad. This is from like this is a magazine. I picked up a random magazine. So I'm trying to understand how to use the form, like the
Right.
Loomis with the head and the way that you whatever blah 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 blah. Well, this is
Nice.
other bad. Or just other bad one. This one, it got a little bit better, but this is from like Ariana Grande's Perfume. It's one of her perfume bottles. She's like that
Okay.
on that, right? So that one kind of sucks too. But I
Yo,
like
bro,
this one.
you got so much time at work.
Who you
I love
That is
telling,
that
man?
though.
dope, bro.
Okay, so it got better, but this is where I stopped. First, because I just jumped
Why
from
you,
thing to thing to
That's
thing.
Morgan Freeman, right?
Yeah, this is Morgan Freeman.
That looks amazing,
This
bro. For
that
real.
is dope. Yo,
like
man, you and the kid need to get together, because he be over here drawing Sonic
I saw,
crazy.
dude.
Let me
So
see.
excited.
He be Oh, here we go. Here go Paper Mario. See, just right here, Paper Mario. Oh, I can't see. Oh, it's the self blur. Yeah, you can't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this kid be
I,
drawing everywhere. His drawings everywhere.
I didn't. So I was talking today, and he was like, "Yeah, he'll kind of pick it up and then put it down. Like he like he's not really into it. It's just something for him to do, but he really likes it.
Hmm.
That's cool. He really likes to draw, man.
Man,
He
this
really
kid
likes
is.
to do
I
that.
think that I want to show him some of your stuff. I didn't realize that you had quite the natural aptitude for it. It'll be cool. That might inspire him to keep with it, or
Oh
to
yeah,
maybe move maybe a little beyond some of his characters that
yes,
he like drawing
yes,
just he stick with just the one thing. Maybe he'll broaden it out a little bit. Maybe try to draw some people.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's dope.
Thanks, man.
All right, Timbo, what you got, man? I know we got some talents over there.
I mean, it
I
was
mean, you
hard for me for a
painting
minute.
extraordinaire, right? So
I
we got
mean,
that,
painting and singing, like we knew about that.
right?
Uh,
Right.
Songwriting, that's a
Check.
thing. Uh, Creative writing, writing papers. I would always wait to the last minute to write a paper. I would literally give myself like an hour and do like a 18 page paper and be like, okay, just turn it in. So, but
Scholarly procrastination. If that's a talent, then yes, I'm good at that one
No,
too.
for sure. I mean, and do well at it,
Yeah.
cause I could do that. I couldn't
All
do well
day.
at it all the time I needed. It's like, no, that's not for you, fam.
that's not for you,
Okay.
fam. It's just not. It's just not.
Uh,
But on another level, I thought about emotional intelligence and intuition. Those are two totally different things.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, I've always been able to pick up on stuff. Like I'll see people, and before they say exactly what's going on, I can tell something is wrong. Sometimes it's obvious, but sometimes it's just the energy that I can feel. And so, but with intuition, sometimes I can sense some things before they happen. Not all the time, but it's happened throughout my life. So yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah,
And
look at
the
that.
whole painting and singing thing, I basically manifested that. I wanted to do that since I was a kid. So
Right.
now I'm doing it. So that's cool.
you wanted to paint since you were a kid?
It's true. Yeah.
I never knew that about you.
That's pretty cool. Have y'all ever done painting with a twist?
I have a couple times.
Is it fun?
I
I like it.
I want to try
I,
it.
I did it at home. I know that
Yeah,
sounds
I saw
stupid.
that actually. I think they do get they sell home
Now,
kits too.
They do.
no, we just painted and I made drinks.
No
I mean,
So
stencil. Well, I guess they don't have
that
a stencil anyway, though, do they? They
no, they just teach you step by step how to get what they're doing.
oh,
I can show you
so I can
guys
find a
something that I
YouTube
have.
video and some Hennessy is what you're telling me.
I'll show you a what is it? A sip and paint picture that I have in my studio. Hold on.
Okay.
I did this, I think, on was it my 25th birthday? This one?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
that's
That's dope.
awesome. Really, I like that a
Yeah.
lot.
yeah.
Yeah, I want to try it, get on my Bob Ross.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I do think that going to those classes like that, on top of watching the tutorials that I watched, and always just being a fan of art, that's part
That's
of
cool.
the training that I got. So,
I don't think I've ever painted for fun. Like I've painted rooms, like, before, that kind
hmm
of stuff, but I don't think I've ever. Yeah, I can't think. Oh, you know what? Actually, no, I lie. Hold on.
He lied.
There's a friend of my wife's, Chelsea. She has these cool. I need.
oh
I'm gonna have to
yeah, I love them.
turn the blur effect off of there.
They
But
take so much
she
paint though.
sells the kits. She sells these little pour painting kits, and they're so cool because it makes it so easy to paint, and they look so nice and abstract.
They do,
So
but
I've
it
done
takes a
that kind
lot
of
of paint.
painting.
That's why I don't like it. I like to
Is that
conserve my
like
paint.
is that like the epoxy resin pours or no?
Yes, that's what that looked like to me.
I think so.
Okay,
It's
those
I
shits
it's
can
dope.
like the
definitely
acrylic
I want to
pour
do
with
that.
the epoxy over it.
yeah. It was so it's a dope just experience, just kind of watching the paint go, and like the kid did it, like she has little kits. The kid did it, he loved it. So, but like other than that, I haven't really like sat down and actually tried to paint something. Like I want
Mm-hmm.
this to look like that, and I'm gonna paint it. I haven't done that, so
Mm-hmm.
I want to
Okay.
give it a try.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, but moving on. Where's sombrero at?
Oh God, what it got for us today?
Aki.
It's like out
Or
here.
is it Aki?
No, you was right. I
All right, let's see. What is something you are obsessed with?
Oh wow.
Huh.
My air fryer until it broke.
What is broken?
Yeah.
How did you know how you broke it, or it just stopped working?
No, it's funny. You said that it stopped working. It wouldn't stop working. Like it won't
So it
it
wouldn't
won't
turn off?
it won't turn off. Like
That's weird.
it won't like register that you open
And took it out, took the tray
that you
out.
open it up and close it. So it's always just trying to like heat up, and it always say add the food. It just a wrap.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
jeez,
no
man.
good. That's no
Uh,
good.
Audible is probably something else. I love
okay,
Audible.
okay. I'm probably obsessed, close to being obsessed with songwriting. I'm obsessed with how words fit together, specifically in the realm of like rapping, spoken word, songwriting.
Right.
Just the relationships that the meanings and the words and the rhymes have. Like I like that. I'm obsessed with drums, but I'm obsessed with like the agency and the creativity people have. Like Calvin Rogers and Chris Coleman, they're insane, dude. And
Hmm.
but not just that the body can do it, but the body can think it, and the body can think it inside of this pocket of rhythm, and you can be so fresh, like literally be fresh like a burst of lime with lemon juice. You can be as fresh as citrus with how you play a note. You know what I mean? With where you place it in a song. That's amazing to me. How
Hmm.
these things impact us and we don't even know it. How rhythm works and how somebody can play and be effortless is the thing that makes you go, all right, play that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Something
Right.
so small can still be communicative. and make a person feel something just in this quaint little piece of time in this half a second, millisecond, 1 second, couple seconds of a groove, how you can affect somebody's life like that.
Mm-hmm.
As a drummer, in the context of music, and how you can affect somebody's life like that as a musician and like as a songwriter. Those things are like they don't just blow my mind. I love that they dance in this way. That they live. This is a part of our experience, and that's just like my thing. I really like that. Yeah, I think and the Lions. I think I'm obsessed with the Lions.
Ah, darn it, yeah, me too. Actually,
yeah. Like I tried to play with another team or franchise, and this is just for passing, just so I can have something to do for my time. Like if I'm trying to double up on something's processed and it bounces down, I can play something, take a break, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's not the same. I don't care about these players.
It's not the same.
Don't care. What's wrong with me, man?
I've been trying to find like a secondary team for like 10 years. Nothing stick. I just don't get the same passion. It's not there.
It's not.
Like I like the Chargers. But
do you really?
I mean, right. Do I? Like they
do
you know, Herbert out there.
Who are the tight ends? If you don't know the top 2 tight ends, you don't really like that team.
See, you know?
You don't like on that much.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Yeah. Timbo, what you got? What you obsessed with?
I am obsessed with vacations. I'm obsessed with PTO. I'm obsessed with a good smelling cologne.
I feel with the PTO.
Love it. Good smelling cologne.
I'm obsessed with art. I'm obsessed with music, obviously. Like, yeah, I think that's a good start.
I feel that.
Are you obsessed with expression?
I guess in some weird way I am.
I think so too.
Nice.
I think I'm obsessed with knowledge. I like to just learn stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just watch and learn and watch and learn and just watch and learn. I really love that.
Man, I think that's part of my obsession with Audible, right? Because it's for me the fastest way for me to get as much knowledge as I can, because I can always be consuming something. If I'm at work, I can listen to it. If I'm driving, I can listen to it. And then they be having cool little sales. Like just recently, they had a 2-for-1 sale, and I was able to get both the autobiography of Malcolm X and Notes of a Native Son, which is the James Baldwin documentary. Autobiography. I was able to get both of those for 1 credit, and I'm like, oh, this is perfect. I can't wait to just listen to that and just listen to the lives of them. Like, so this is cool. I get what you mean with the knowledge thing.
It was weird to hear you say you got something with credits.
Yeah, that's what they call it. Yeah, it's like however much a month, and you get a credit, and you can buy.
I get it, but it's like we're already in the future. Like a future.
Right.
Credits. I guess last one. I'm probably obsessed with mindful symbols. I really enjoy. I would probably buy almost every symbol they have if I could. I probably would.
I feel that.
Either way. Anybody got any other obsessions?
I'm sure I do, but
nothing
I can think of right now.
Okay, Ray.
I'm reeling it in for the night. Just reeling it on it.
Yeah, here we go. People, let us know what your obsessions are. My name is Ray. You can listen to us anywhere that podcasts are found. Find us on Spotify. Find us on, just anywhere, man. Just look us up. We'll be there. Watch us on YouTube. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff.
Yep. Timbo, where can reach us?
I was gonna ask Ray that because he blacktopasylum@gmail.com.
Awesome. If you like the show, let us know. If you hate the show, let us know. Like Ray said, like, comment, and subscribe. Please share. And until the next time, Black Top is not closed. Peace.
Goodbye.